Hey everyone, my name is Jared Miller. I'm the ministry lead here at the Creek, and I wanted to take a second here at the opening of the video to welcome you to this week's Life.Flood. Now, full disclosure, in my third year of undergrad, my roommates and I made a trip to the casino in Halifax, and under the bright lights and with the cheap beer, we got to think of ourselves as big shots. But 6 hours later, I had lost almost $1,000 that I definitely did not have. And I left the casino that night without cashing in my very last chip. A single $5 note that today sits in perpetuity on my shelf to remind me that I am not a good gambler. And it's why I haven't gambled since. And so, the other day, when I read about a guy in BC who won the lottery for the second time in his life, it made me think. When you buy a lottery ticket, some part of your brain must know that you're giving your money away. The odds of winning are something like 14 million to 1. But my dad buys a lottery ticket every week with the guys in his office. Not because he thinks he's going to win, but because it's something that they do together. A fun way to spend a couple of bucks in largely harmless fun with money that they have. So cool, great. Have at it. The odds of winning twice, though, balloon to almost 200 trillion to 1. If you win once, if you manage to beat those odds, what is it that makes you think you can face down the utterly cosmic challenge of walking back into a Cornerstone or a Circle K and buying your next ticket? There's a thrill embedded in every wager, a question begging to be answered. Can I beat the house? Am I smarter, wiser, stronger, better than the person I'm playing against? The story of Job begins with a wager like this. In what most scholars agree is probably a prologue that was added sometime to the oral tradition of Job around the 6th century BCE, we get a glimpse of the Satan returning from a walkabout with a modest proposal for God. Job is then placed on the table with the question, does the Satan know more about Job than the creator of the universe and, in fact, the creator of Job himself? That is the question that frames the rest of the book and gives space for the epilogue afterwards to create a neat and tidy bookend around. But I don't want to move past that question too quickly. After all, God was under no obligations to take the Satan's offer. The picture that the prologues paint is one borrowed from the royal courts of ancient Mesopotamia, where kings would rule with absolute authority, and where their word was law. To disagree with the king was treason, but wise kings knew that alternative perspectives are helpful tools, and so they appointed an accuser, the court Satan, to offer an alternative viewpoint. By contrast, though, the Satan loses nothing by challenging God's position here. This is a wager that's all lose for God, and it's a wager with truly cosmic stakes. Because if God is right, then it simply means that he's God. He is a being greater than the greatest being that can be imagined. He's the all-knowing, all-powerful creator of the universe, and those are just a couple of the tools in his bag. But if that's the case, when evil does happen, free will ceases to be a valid excuse, a valid theodicy. And so the alternative is that God puts his very standing as the all-knowing supreme deity on the line and lets the Satan have Job. This is a wager with cosmic proportions and a reminder for communities of faith that the idea behind worship is not something to consider lightly. Job's story is a reminder to the wise that life with God is inherently messy, complicated, and full of contradictions. The idea of the finite and the infinite coexisting together in anything resembling reality can be nothing short of a paradox. And if anyone offers you religion that is A plus B equals C, take caution. Next week, we're going to start getting into some of Job's reaction to all of this that's happening around him without him knowing it, and his friends trying to make sense of it. So make sure that you like and subscribe in the buttons down below and hit the bell icon to get notifications for all of our content here at the Creek. We're putting out material 3 times a week, and we hope that you enjoy all of it. For now, though, take care of yourself and all the best. Cheers.